Okay, here we go. Let's read an email. Hi, Kurt. The subject is advice on matters. I don't know what the content is yet. Hi, Kurt. Really enjoyed your latest video regarding provisions. Provisions. Oh, yeah, humble provisions. That was an important one for me, if I do say so myself. That was where I was talking about the idea of provisioning one's life, or, let's say it right. I was talking about the idea of having life, the way life sweeps away. Ooh, spiders. No, I don't want life to sweep like spiders. Life sweeps away the unnecessary stuff. The stuff you don't need. I'm talking about just the physical, the properties and stuff like that, although it does that too. I'm talking more about inside your head. Life can sweep that stuff away. Certain ways of living can do that. Certain ways of living preserve it. And I advocate the methods of living that tend to do that. And I've developed that a little bit further since then. And I ascribe that to living life or spending time on what I call the near side of Mount Wildness, which is where Mount Wildness is where you face your fears in life, where you meet the things you want but you're afraid of, and where to get there, to enter into that wilderness, you have to have courage. And it's doing so, stepping into that realm. It's not a real place, it's in your head, but stepping into that's where you get swept away. It also does involve the real world too, but there is no real wildness. It's the far side you gotta watch out for. So anyway, made so much sense to me, and it's always heartening to find that despite how adrift one might feel, there's spiders on me. So, despite how adrift one might feel, there's always someone else experiencing the same life dilemmas. Safety in numbers, don't you know? Yeah, I do know. Yeah, that is comforting for an interesting reason. It feels better to huddle in a cave, cold in the cave with others, than it would be to huddle alone in the cave. I wanted to ask you a particular, well, maybe because it's warmer with the others, but you get the idea, right? The companionship. I wanted to ask you a particular question that I would value your insight on, if you don't mind. Here's my question. Should I continue an essentially pragmatic relationship, or, despite the destruction it might cause, try and be with a person I truly love? A fairly difficult and none too specific question, I know, but let me explain if you are prepared to listen further. I am a loving stepfather of 2 wonderful daughters who I consider my own and would do anything for. I would have been in a stable relationship with their mother for about 9 years now, but I have been in a stable relationship for 9 years now, but I'm struggling to see a future for us after the children have flown the nest in a few years. Now, how old are the kids again? He doesn't say. A few years, though. I know we have our own problems. I know we all have our problems, some of which we are more aware of than others, but I try to keep it all on an even keel. However, my partner has a family history of depression and alcoholism, which, although manifesting itself only occasionally over the years, I sense is getting worse. I spend a lot of time and energy keeping a lid on things, and it's got to the stage where I wonder how much longer I can keep doing this. Now, how long has it been? We've been together 9 years. The complication to the story, and there's always one, isn't there, is this. I have a very wonderful friend for the last 20 years who has recently told me that she would love to have a closer relationship with me, but has for a long time been reluctant because of my relationship with my current partner. Now, I've always loved this other person, but I see where this is going, where circumstances always keep us apart, but I now have the opportunity to mend this, but I'm confused. In my mind, I tell myself that on the one hand, I have a long-term relationship with a great home that we have built up over the years, and on the other hand, I have what I consider to be a true love with someone I know even better than my own partner. Essentially, Kurt, I think my current partner will eventually drain all life from me, and my very wonderful friend has always allowed me to flourish creatively as a human being. Hope you're able to digest all this. Yes, I think I do. And it's an old story. This story. I mean, not for you necessarily, but I mean humanity. I've written. I hope I've written. I hope you're able to digest all of this, and that I've written it in an understandable way. Sorry for the sweat, guys, by the way. It's hot. I always worry when I put too many things in inverted commas. All the best, our very best, and keep the videos coming despite this sabbatical, which I think, judging on your prolific output, you will find hard to maintain. Yeah, it's I got on this sabbatical. I'm studying to get this certification, this technical certification, so that I can qualify for a job in the States. I took a sabbatical from YouTube, and I thought, well, now that I'm not on making videos on YouTube, I'll be able to catch up on my email, and I'm making more videos like this now than ever before. Okay, let's get to your dilemma. So this type of an email, I'm going to retreat to, because it's very sensitive and very, if you choose to listen to what I say, which I would recommend you take everything that I say with a grain of salt. Of course, I should put that in every video, but if you listen to what I say, it could have dramatic repercussions on your family and everything. So I'm going to tell you how I would handle it and let you go from there. This would be a no-brainer for me. Those two girls, I don't know what their relationship is with their biological father, but those two girls know you as a father figure. And in whatever capacity you fulfill that role, you are fulfilling a very important role in their lives. And you have for 9 years, which might not seem like a long time to you, but it's eternity to these kids. Even if they're 15 years old, it's all of their waking conscious life to date. They've had you in their lives. And you're not describing, it's not like the mother is out of control with alcohol or abuse or anything like that. Although I'll get to that in just a second, though, in case it gets to that point. So if I were you, if it was me, if I was in this situation, I would stick with this situation. I would stay with this family until both of those girls are out of the house and on their own. And I would make every effort to create the most stable, loving home for them that I possibly could. I hope I wasn't covering the microphone there. Stable, loving home for them if I possibly could. You have started something. You entered into a contract with the woman, your wife, your current wife, that you can she entered into too, and you can, with mutual consent or even not, nullify that. But the kids have known no other than you in that role that you're playing. I mean, I'm not saying you've replaced their father. I don't know what the role is there, but you're definitely somebody important. So I wouldn't give up that role. I would stick with it. And if, as you said, it's just a few more years, let's say it's 5 to, on the outset, let's say 8 years. For me, that would be a small price to pay for the good that effort, that commitment and sacrifice could do. And I would recognize that woman, the other woman, may not wait. And I would accept that loss as another consequence that life is not fair, balanced, or equal most of the time. But the opportunity to do something good by others is more than I can give up. I'm not perfect. I fail on my responsibilities sometimes, but I strive my best to identify them and keep going forward. Now, let's get to the part about the, made it to the top of the mountain. I won't be puffing so much. Let's go to the part now about the alcohol. If that stuff gets out of hand, there's two ways to look at that. One, you may be those kids' only salvation if their mother gets out of control. In which case, the benefit that you're providing is even multiplies so greatly. you may get to the point, let's say a worst case scenario, it gets to the point that she's totally out of hand, abusive or whatever. You may actually have to step in and seek legal help in finding a way to protect both you and those kids from their mother. In which case you may become something more of a parent for a long time than you might have imagined. I would say if it was coming back to me, I'm not giving you advice, I'm talking about myself, I would embrace that too. Lucky me. Lucky me, I get to do something good. Do good things are they ever free? Not usually. Who has to usually pay the price? The person doing the good deed. I wouldn't be happy. If you come back to happiness, which seems to be the primary principle in Western culture, if it comes back to happiness, maybe some could be happy by giving that up, but I couldn't do it. You know, I would leave and set up house with this other woman, and I might be happy, but there part of me would be miserable inside. So in part, it's not all benevolence on my part. I'm protecting myself from being miserable by making a choice that I think would be a bad choice for myself. I hope that helps, friend. Good luck. And if you choose to stick with those girls and be their father in the role that you play and their protector, I'm going to get down on my knees. I don't know how to do this. I'm trying to figure out a way to honor you for that effort if you do that. And I guess just, I don't know, getting down on my knees kind of feels like it's a way to say thank you. And I'll sit down. I will give you the one father to another handshake. Here. Grab my hand there. Okay. I appreciate and I admire and I respect what you're doing for those girls. You're a good man for that.